spooky friends! Welcome back to Toy Transformations! This is Alex, and today I have a chilling video for you. It's almost Halloween! And what better way to celebrate it than transforming some of our favorite characters from Hotel Transylvania? So, if you want to see how Mavis, Dracula, Johnny, Frank, and Murray end up looking, come with me! Let's begin with the creepy but yet funny Dracula. We need to give him that neat hairdo. So first, we're gonna cover the top of his head with some air dry clay. Then, grab a modeling tool and trace a few lines along his head to give the hair some texture. Just like this, guys. Once the clay has dried, we can paint his hair with a little bit of jet black acrylic paint. Try not to leave a single blank spot. Now, let's move on to the details of his face. He has a pretty pale skin tone, but he still looks kinda human. So, let's use some of this pale peach. Let's move on to Drac's outfit. As you can see, we're using a little sister's body to make him look super chibi. For his pants, we only need to paint both of his legs with some jet black. Then, do the same for his jacket. Did you guys know that this awesome character was voiced by Adam Sandler? No wonder why he's so funny! And let's not forget about his shoes, my good friends. We only need to cover both of his feet with the black paint. Something that definitely cannot be missing is his neat vampire cape. So, grab a piece of black felt and cut out a triangular shape like so. Don't forget about the super pointy collar. It should look just like this. Then, we need to give his cape a neat lining. So, we're gonna cut out the exact same shape from this piece of pink furry fabric. Next, we need to stick both pieces together with a tiny bit of clear glue. Press firmly with your finger, friends, just like this. To make the cape look just like in the movie, we need to paint the lining with some violet. I love how despite being an ancient vampire, he still uses a smartphone. All we need now is to attach the cape to our doll. Just apply a tiny drop of clear glue to his back and fix it in place just like so. And for the final details, we're gonna change the color of his eyes with some sky blue. Are you ready to see the final result? Whoa, baby Drac looks simply adorable! Just look at that awesome vampire cape with that extra pointy color. And that hairdo makes him look pretty handsome. Our next spooky baby is going to be the sweet Frank. Let's begin by covering the top of his head with some clay. This will be for his hair and his huge forehead. Then, we're gonna use our modeling tool to shape his hair. Did you guys know that Frank was actually voiced by Kevin James? I think this character is just perfect for him. Once the clay has dried, grab a brush and completely cover the hair with the jet black acrylic paint. Once he looks like this, we need to paint his face with some of this cornflower blue. Make sure you paint his big forehead as well, friends. And one of Frank's most distinctive features is his tight scar. So, let's paint it with a super thin brush and a tiny bit of jet black paint. Trace a line right across his forehead. This is what he should look like. Now, let's make his eyes look ghastlier. Just outline them with a navy blue color like I'm doing here. And for his lips, we're gonna use some navy blue acrylic paint and outline them as well. Time to work on his outfit. First, we're gonna paint his pants. All you gotta do is cover both of his legs with some acrylic paint, like this. Then, we need to paint his jacket. He wears it unbuttoned, so leave a gap in the middle of his chest that we're gonna paint with some white. Now let's add that stripe pattern to his shirt. All we need to do is paint very carefully two super thin gray lines like so. Once the paint of the shirt has dried, we can paint his tie. Did you know that Frank's fear of fire is a reference to the 1931 film Frankenstein? Then we're gonna use some more cornflower blue to make his hands match the color of his face. Cover them like so. And don't forget about his shoes. Cover both of his feet with a tiny bit of jet black acrylic paint. Frank is almost ready. All we gotta do now is change the color of his eyes with some gray acrylic paint. Let's take a closer look, friends. Here we have the sweet Frank in his chibi version. I think he looks great with that neat scar on his forehead and the details of his suit. Let's move on to Murray, the coolest mommy ever. So first, we need to use some air dry clay to make sure his head have a nice rounded texture. Once it looks like this, we're gonna use some light sand acrylic paint to cover it entirely. Do not leave any blank spots. And he couldn't be a real mommy without his bandages. So let's apply some clear glue and wrap some pieces of actual bandages around his face. Now that the glue has dried, we need to make those bandages look worn out. So first, stroke gently with your paintbrush and a tiny bit of the light sand paint. Then do the same with a tiny bit of gray acrylic paint. And finally with some coffee brown. They certainly look worn out now, don't you think? Time to move on to his body. All we need to do now is apply clear glue all over it and wrap some more bandages around him. He's gonna look super realistic, guys. Now let's give that same wearing treatment to the bandages. First, paint a coat with the light sand. Then, some gentle strokes with the gray. And finally, let's use some of the coffee brown. Perfect, friends! This is what his body should look like. All we gotta do now is change the color of his eyes with a tiny bit of lime green acrylic paint. Come with me and let's take a closer look. Here's baby Murray with his super realistic bandages. Guys, I simply love this character because he was voiced by Keegan-Michael Key. It's time to make my favorite character from the entire movie series. I'm talking about the awesome Mavis. First, we need to give her that lovely hairdo with some air dry clay. And with our modeling tool, we're gonna trace a few lines along her hair to give it a more realistic texture. Now that the clay has dried, we can paint her hair with some jet black acrylic paint. She's gonna look simply gorgeous! Since she has a super pale skin tone, we're gonna need this pale peach to cover her entire face. Try not to paint her eyes or her hair, guys. Let's move on to her sweet vampire outfit. For her tights, we're gonna paint both of her legs with some more of the jet black acrylic paint. Then we're gonna use a big chunk of clay to make her lovely dress. Cover her body and then use a modeling tool to shape it like so. Now that the clay has dried, we can paint it with some more of the jet black. Did you know that she was born on the 28th of September? That makes her a Libra. And something that cannot be missing is the stripe pattern on her tights. So let's paint it with a tiny bit of red and the tip of our modeling tool. For her shoes, all we gotta do is paint both of her feet with some crimson red. For the final touch, we're gonna add some makeup to her face. With the tip of our modeling tool, we're gonna paint her lips black and then her cute eyelashes. She's ready! There she is, guys! The loveliest vampire in her chibi version! I simply love the details of her eyes and the lips. They make her look pretty cute but spooky at the same time. Our last transformation of the day is gonna be the cool Johnny. So let's begin by giving him that crazy hairdo with some air dry clay. Use a modeling tool to make it look extra spiky and messy. He's gonna look exactly like in the movie. Once his hair looks like this, we're gonna paint it with a little bit of carrot orange. Make sure you spread out the paint evenly. And to make it look pretty realistic, we're gonna add some highlights with a tiny bit of crimson red. Just a few gentle strokes will do. Now it's time to work on his outfit. First, paint his shorts with some of this tan brown acrylic paint. And for his teeth, let's use some butter yellow. I simply love Johnny because he was voiced by Andy Samberg. He's such a cool actor. Then we need to add the details of the sleeves. First, let's paint the upper part with some pine green. And let's use some carrot orange for the undersleeves. Be careful not to paint the rest of the tee. Now we're gonna use the tip of our modeling tool to add the white details on his tee. First on the sides and then on the trims of the sleeves. And with some more of the pine green, we're gonna paint the trims of his collar and the bottom part of the tee. Since he wears shorts, we need to repaint his legs to match his face. So let's use some pale peach. For his sneakers, we're gonna cover both of his feet with this neat shade of electric blue. He's beginning to look pretty tight. All we gotta do now is change the color of his eyes with some coffee brown and Johnny will be ready. Come with me to see the final results. Whoa! Baby Johnny looks pretty cool, friends. I think that the messy hairdo and the colorful details of his outfit make him look just like in the movie. And that was it for today, my spooky friends. Here we have our favorite characters from Hotel Transylvania in their baby versions. They look super creepy and super adorable at the same time, don't you think? First, we have Baby Frank, with that sick scar on his forehead and his suit. I just love him. Next to him is Murray, the baby mommy. I love the fact that we made him from real bandages. Then we have Baby Mavis. She was definitely my favorite transformation of the day. Next to her is Johnny. He looks just like in the movie with that crazy hairdo. And finally, we have Baby Drac. I simply love the details of his cape. It looks pretty sick. Let me know in the comments below which was your favorite. Subscribe to our channel and ring the bell for more fantastic transformations. Don't forget to give us a like and that we love you so much. Happy Halloween!